SMB Nation. Harry here, back with Marc Haskelson out of the New York City area in the compliancy group. So Marc, it's good to see you. Looks like you're staying healthy. Hopefully we all are, but dog days of summer, always a good time to take half a step back and just reflect on things. And I think the conversation we were having off camera is death and taxes, and some remarks you recently prepared for distribution. Take it away. What's going on?
All right. So, we've been having lots of conversations with our, our partners and our new prospects that we're working with. And I think everyone is a little on edge about, the effect that COVID is having on, just the entire economy.
Yeah.
And the conversation of, it started with, many of the folks we're talking with are trying to figure out where should they continue to invest time and effort with either what is the recession that we're seeing or what is the future recession I think we're going to see with the impact to what is the economy. The point we were making is that if you think of the universal truths, and it's kind of a little bit of a tongue in cheek, but the things that never go away are death and taxes.
Yeah.
The example I give for what would be your average MSP is if you think of the markets that are going to survive well through the recession, healthcare represents 26% of the U.S. economy.
Yep.
It is one of those things that your emergency medical places, your hospitals, even most doctors, which has been granted the exception under healthcare law, where they can use. Now they're allowed to use telemedicine technology that 6 months ago would have not been considered compliant. Is definitely there's demand there for the MSPs to fill that gap for the medical community. And then on the compliance side, if you think of it, the government is there. Those aid packages are taking quite a toll on what is the coffers of the U.S. government. And if you look at the government, where do they get their money from? Taxes, we all know, but they also get a tremendous amount of revenue from regulatory compliance enforcement. So unlike where you will see other parts of the government, let's say, shutting down or slowing down, areas where you don't see those changes are in regulatory enforcement. Partly because they're fearful that because they've given some more latitude that people are going to take advantage of it. And then candidly, I think it's just a function of sheer financial need. The issue of compliance, regulatory enforcement, and the tie-in that it has to what is security and security tool sets, I think you're going to continue seeing that those two areas through what are these tough times are going to be not only holding their own, but if you look at, let's say, many of the organizations that are growing right now, and our firm is one of them, folks that help scratch that itch or make sure that you don't die and you pay less taxes, if you want to call it, continue to grow. And that's why we think, as we were talking earlier, I think there's a lot of opportunity for the MSPs to go hunting in those markets that in the past they may not have dabbled in.
Exactly. No, I think I'll end it on this and let you get back out and enjoy the sun safely. We have to think anew. And summer, I don't know about you, but the dog days, I get into a more strategic mindset, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let's reflect. And then maybe the rock and roll starts after Labor Day, much like the academic calendar.
Yep. Oh yeah. Although the
All
only
right,
thing,
my friend.
Yep. No. The only one other item I would throw out there.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be an election year, and whatever side of the politics you fall. No. The point I bring up is it means that in the fall, all of our clients are going to be very distracted with the election. So one of the things that, although normally I would say dog days of summer kind of let it relax a little bit, one of the things I would also stress to the folks is you're going to have a tough time getting their attention once the October, let's say, battles begin. So if you're going to try to get new initiatives underway, now is one of those times where make use of this time where it's slow, because the fall will unfortunately be, the U.S. economy is going to be very distracted with the election.
Well, that's actually a valid point. In the early SMB Nation days, one of our employees, sort of a contract employee for some event stuff. Gentleman named Van was a precinct chairman here in the Seattle area for, the political, he is politically active. And he always felt that about a presidential election year, that not only does it get, there's the distraction you mentioned, but also the hesitation. So people kind of, they kind of wait to see which way it's going to go. You know what I mean? Stock markets would be a really good example, right? It's significant and not to be underestimated. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And last I heard of Van, he ran for office and got elected to the city council in Linwood, Washington, just north of Seattle. So you know what I'm saying? He's the real deal. God bless him. I'll look him up when we get off the air.
All right.
All right. Take care, Mark. Thanks.
All right. Great speaking to you.